豆多贵啊！你看呢，30个土豆79.3块。你看，就这几条黄瓜呀，29.3块呢。
我麻烦你好吧，我麻烦你帮我解决一下问题。来了，你别屁股对着我了，好吧？你把你刚才态度再表示一遍，真的。
到底是我历史我讲实在话。
我就讲你，我报了警，你是什么意思嘞？真的。
报警我是去警了，报警。
大家还是有法律常识的。
你有法律的去看。
我跟你讲，你首先第一，你是警察，你来了，首先的事情是应该干什么？喊当事人出来。你喊了当事人吗？就我一个人在这里。你在这里吼七吼八的，你还说我按规定来，你了解了他们的规定吗？这是你的职责，你应该去了解他们的规定，这是你的职责吗？警察大人呐！警察！
你干嘛人呐？你干嘛人？我是人呐！你你干嘛把他带走？那这么看？你这样，你来看的，我要怎么？你要拿着你，拿我不走，我不走。怎么干？咱能跑了，拿开。那个给他说，你不要激动。什么老李？我在哪里？哪里的？我们在下面，我跟你讲了，我跟你讲了，正常我们打电话问你赡养的钱。那你真的和我赡养的钱人是哪个打？
是会不提出来的，他们还你吗？还我吗？
你个东西，我们和你说的，你该高兴，我们高兴。
哇塞，啥情况？
加大传播真相的力度。我们要拯救在水深火热的湖北的武汉的同胞们，我们要再把国内的所有有关疫情的真实声音发到国际上来，做好准备，没有共产党的新中国的以后什么样？
活嘛，然后安排不了。
第一产业喂牛养羊，第二产业杀牛宰羊，第三产业喝牛肉吃羊汤，第四产业文化产业吹牛逼出洋相。
哇，什么情况哦？突然整栋楼倒掉了。
推动多，你冇係自外太恐怖了，推動走屁。
就出来有了，人没事啊，出来两个人都没事啊，你看这两个。
那天天上班你没到。
国外回来的，直接就封掉了。意大利回来的，妈的！
可以去向政府部门去这个反映啊，但是现场呢，请配合好我们的这个资金公务。
期间，请您进入小区时，出示本人的身份证、出入证，配合安保人员核对，测量体温，返京人员登记备案。
Now impacting events across the US, organisers cancelling the annual South by Southwest Music Festival in Texas. Companies including Apple are telling staff to work from home, while Starbucks has stopped the use of reusable mugs. In response to it all, the government has ordered millions of virus test kits. After days waiting anxiously, passengers on the Grand Princess had their worst fears confirmed.
21 individuals on the Grand Princess tested positive.
We are expecting a helicopter to land to bring us the virus test kits.
Moments later, a military helicopter delivered those needed test kits to the cruise ship with 3,500 passengers and crew on board. Public health officials became concerned when a 71-year-old man with pre-existing health problems died from COVID-19 after returning to California from a previous cruise aboard the same vessel.
A total of 35 have shown flu-like symptoms during the course of this 15-day cruise. Many of those people have recovered and are no longer showing flu-like symptoms.
President Trump's visit to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention comes as the administration is trying to fight the coronavirus threat while also reassuring an American public concerned about what the outbreak could mean to public health and the economy. Today, the Vatican confirmed its first case of coronavirus, while Pope Francis continues his recovery from a cold.
Next, these pictures are from Milan. And just look at these empty shelves. That's because people have been stocking up on food and supplies. They want to be ready in case a lockdown is imposed here too, of Daegu, right in the south of South Korea. This was the scene on Monday. Just look at how many people are in this queue. It's outside a supermarket, and all of these people want to buy surgical masks and other supplies.
Oh, please. I just want one pack. No, not one pack.
The mayhem representing a quantum leap in the anxiety levels sweeping the country.
This is a time for people to remain calm.
Here in from Eunice, the restaurants, Eunice
based in Beijing.
The restaurants there's people in restaurants again. People are going back to work. It almost looks like China has had some success in dealing with this and capping it. We would hope that could happen in other countries around the world, including the United States, but we're told that we don't have the same type of capability to quarantine people because we're not, as authoritarian as the Chinese government, as the Communist Party. Could we have a similar success here with our civil liberties that we take for granted?
Yeah, I'm confident we can handle it here. I'm confident that we'll handle it better than any nation in the world. I'm happy you complimented the Chinese Communist Party today, but remember, this is the Wuhan coronavirus that's caused this, and the information that we got at the front end of this thing wasn't perfect, and has led us now to a place where much of the challenge we face today is put us behind the curve. And that's not it's not the way infectious disease doctors tell me it should work. It's not the way America works with the transparency and openness and the sharing of the information that needs to take place. It has proven incredibly frustrating to work with the Chinese Communist Party to get our hands around the data set, which will ultimately be the solution to both getting the vaccine and attacking this risk.
The Chinese government is now pushing back, and again, Eunice Yoon has been reporting some of what they put in the state-run media, where they say that it's not clear that this even came from China at this point, and that they're mad at the United States for not thanking them for the efforts they've taken to try and slow it down to this point. What do you say to that?
I'm happy about the efforts that they have taken, but no less authority than the Chinese Communist Party said it came from Wuhan. So don't take Mike Pompeo's word for it. We have pretty high confidence that we know where this began, and we have high confidence, too, that there was information that could have been made available more quickly and data that could have been provided and shared among health professionals across the world.
So, Jack, let's start with France and Italy. Let's start with Europe, because Macron, who was a little slow to this, Trump, and for all the criticisms he's getting, he was the first one to really lock down, hey, stop travel with Chinese nationals into the country, which Biden, first off, has got to be held accountable, said it was xenophobic, racist, and nativist, all wrong. And also President Trump quarantined people. No president had done that in 50 years, and he took a lot of blowback. Macron was slow to this until he went to that hospital. And let's talk about what's going on in France.
Well, all across Europe, and I think this is something that we need to look at for ourselves. Remember, Italy 2 weeks ago had one case, 3,858 today, 577 in Germany, 423 in France. Today, we are at 230. At the Élysée Palace on last night, the French President Emmanuel Macron said that the slide towards an epidemic.
He addressed the nation last night, right?
It's inexorable. It's something that they have to prepare for. And so I give him credit. I give him props. This is what leadership requires in this sort of thing. You have to.
What he says inexorable. They're going to a pandemic there, but what actions did he specifically? Because they didn't shut down the border. They have not closed the borders, right? Number one.
They have not closed the borders yet, but they have.
Because that's the beating heart of the EU globalization project. He ain't serious until he closes the borders.
Well over 100 schools. And, each country's taking this a little bit differently. The Netherlands, for example, are starting to feel real pressure even within their hospitals, and yet the deaths are still low. One thing that is very positive that came out after Tedros gave his speech yesterday that we need to pull out all the stops. We're calling on every country to act with speed, scale, and clear-minded determination. But it's still not a global pandemic. I guess those checks are still coming in from Beijing. But one thing that was very positive, and we've been following these guys from the start, they've been really good. Hong Kong University released some research looking at the fatality risk.
Okay. Dr. Gabriel Lung in the crowd over there.
And they
the pros from Dover.
They looked at a huge number of patients, and they think it's really much closer to 1.5%.
Big news.
1.4%, which is very, very positive. This still means that the elderly are going to be most at risk, and perhaps like regular.
Well, 1.4%. 1.4% means it's 14 or 15 times deadlier than the flu.
Yes.
Okay, that's still a high number.
在香港大街上，每时每刻都在死人。 警察打人的时候说，老子就让你全家染上病毒，老子让你全家染上冠状病炎、肺炎，然后大楼上人啪叽就给扔下来了。大家昨天呢看到一个在 CTV 节目里边，大家看到那个视频了吗？引起了重大反响啊！咱们战友们收集特别好，咱们的战友之家还有这个上天照灭一组收集的太好了。从楼上看了一个尸体，就是人扔了吧唧掉来了，又是被自杀。现在香港警察打人的时候最要说的一句话，老子弄你死你全家，这是共产党最爱说的一句话。警察啊，已经流行到那儿去了。第二个，我让你全家染病毒啊，让你全家染病毒，然后弄死你。香港7000人所谓的被自杀，7000人呢，不到1年的时间，8、9个月的时间，10个月嘛，就干了7000人被自杀。